reckon just maybe a little, like I said...
A little introduction from Rob there.
A little introduction from Rob. I'm on the spot now. Hang on, let's get...
Troll 2. What's all that about?
Just try and channel all of your enthusiasm and exuberance and just go, yes, here we are. Or you could not be a cunt.
It's better than anything any of us have ever done. I've never made a feature-length film.
Might have to argue with that.
I have.
You've never made one I've seen.
And if that woman hadn't died, it would have been the best movie ever.
What movie is this? I missed the...
I need to get my notes.
Unfortunately, we chose the wrong name before it started. We didn't know how it was going to end up, but Anal Death Party 3 was definitely the wrong choice.
I don't know, that's pretty good.
I'd like to say it was my cock that caused the death, but mine just caused a whimper.
I have the best notes.
Still do extensive notes.
I've just got a little page and read them.
Oh, look, everyone's getting a note.
This is the point where I become embarrassed. Being
Go on, you can read mine if you want. That's
fine.
It might not make any sense.
I'm gonna...
What are we doing? Troll 2.
I don't know. I may just sit here in silence.
I'm surprised everyone made notes.
If I start cracking one off under the table, then it's purely out of not wanting to say anything.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, Tom done it properly.
You've gone to town with titling.
That's just Troll 2, and then that is Catwoman.
Oh, God.
Is he?
Did you draw a picture?
Of Halle Berry.
Credence.
Oh,
Hal Berry from Catwoman, no. You should never draw a picture of that. It is awful.
That's lovely. For the first 30 minutes.
Yes.
It's true.
But Hal Berry, very attractive woman. In Monsters Ball, incredibly sexy and incredibly hot and beautiful.
But didn't she...
Because it's real. In Catwoman, it's so unreal. It's not even like comic book or fake. It's just so unreal. It's just horrible. It's like wanking over a He-Man toy. It's awful.
Whereas it's like that scene in, I can't remember which James Bond it is, like, God, shoot me now, but when she steps out of the water, that's so, that's gorgeous.
Or the bit in Swordfish where she just literally lets the thing down, which is really... There's some bosoms.
I've seen an episode that we haven't seen.
She has exceptional bosoms, and in Monsters Ball there's some bosom action. I think bosom action is left out of the film.
Is that what you want the
There's
Oscar?
no bosom action.
It's all about breasts, not bosoms.
I was going to say,
Breast work won her an Oscar.
Troll 2, the only sex scene in Troll 2 is the popcorn scene.
Yeah,
There's no bosom action.
That's not a sex scene, that's a cringe scene.
Yeah, it is exactly that.
It's like being shown porn while somebody repeatedly punches you in the balls. It's horrible.
Well, I mean, that's how I would normally watch porn, to be honest. So,
I go for a paddle though.
yeah, it's normally myself punching me in the balls.
I just do a heavy downward stroke cheese bone.
Yeah, it's very similar action.
She's lying back and like her boyfriend's creeping into the room. She's doing the weightlifting, and then after they've had a little bit of monologue, she throws herself down on the bed with her hip like jutting out.
What's this
and
now?
they got the beginning of Troll 2. And they can't seem to actually act whilst doing anything else at the same time. Like, she will be lying there, and then she'll go to such space, and then say the monologue, and then she'll move away, and say another monologue, and then she'll move forward, and say another
At
monologue.
moments like that, my absolute favourite moment of the film is when the goblins have poisoned the people's food, and the little boy is like, right, I need to think of the most, effective and quick way to stop these people from eating this tainted food. So he just gets up and urinates all over.
But it leads to my favourite quote from the entire film, which is "You don't piss on hospitality." That was written in a script.
I like the way it's improvised by the...
His dad so threateningly says, I'm going to do my belt up one notch tighter. Before I beat you with
I have never
One
watched
notch
a
tighter is
film.
the new... is the new 11. Go on.
I've never watched a film where it's got to a second point where they're eating dinner, and in my head I'm shouting, piss on the food. Piss on the food.
I've watched plenty of episodes of Come Dine With Me where I thought that.
Yeah.
But no.
The incredible
David Lamb.
is that he suddenly appears on the table pissing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
again, times.
Do they not
Yeah.
do
But
it?
he's so
I don't understand
unexpectedly
how
doing
suddenly
it.
this ghost gives him the power of Bernard's watch. Stop time. And then,
But you can see where they're standing there.
the ghost of his
Like,
granddad, isn't
when
it?
he's looking out the window talking to his granddad, he'll be standing there, and the mum is like this, like straight over the bite to the point where even if you piss on the food, it'll be too late for her to stop going.
Unless he gets to the mouth. It could all go a bit John Thompson, German porn supremo. It could all go a bit 666
the deleted scene where he was shitting on a glass table.
Shitting on a glass table while a woman got ejaculated on by 27 Germans. Which would have
improved the film.
But there's also the bit where they're in the woods when they first see the Nilbogs, and one of them, they're about
They've got a name.
they're about 6 feet away, and one of them throws a spear or something, and you see it arc through the air for like a mile.
In the shoulder,
The spears not only don't look real when in transit, but also don't look real when held
It's
or
a different
represented in any form.
But have you seen the mask? There's one particular goblin
I've got
where it's a
about
particular
that.
mask, and it just makes me look at that film and think, at some point there is the producer's son that wants to be an apprentice, like costume designer, and has made it, and someone's come up and gone, that's shit. He's burst into tears and gone, no, it's not shit. We will, look, it's in every
But the thing with special effects is you'd make the shit ones and put them at the back and have the best one at the front. The shittest makeup is directly in camera all the time.
Front
You see,
and
this is
centre.
one of my primary problems with the threat of the enemy in the film, which is one of the key things in any movie where you have an enemy, particularly horror movies. You've got to have a threat, a sense of threat, like they're going to eat you or whatever. They're going to eat you because you're some kind of vegetative matter in this film. They're going to eat you. They are going to eat you. They can't open their mouths. The masks are so shit they couldn't suck off a child. They can't open their mouths beyond the basic formation of words.
The thing is, there's
That's
also no
appalling.
kind of like Kara's broken down threat. It's midnight threat.
Yeah.
Once people start dying, leave.
They steal and stay in Nilbog.
I doubt the goblins would leave a place so perfectly named as Nilbog.
I was lucky they found a place called Nilbog, really, wasn't it? I mean,
Just in case you see the sign in the mirror. Oh shit, no, I'm not going there now.
I get it now.
Oh my god, people appear to be dying. My friends just got speared. There's a spooky looking house over there. Let's go in there. That's not a use of horror movie cliche. That's an abuse of our senses.
All the horror movie cliches, like they've got all the bits. They've got the horny teenagers, like the weird town, but they never follow it through.
But
It's
no
like
one
they've read
splits
the
up
first
as
act.
well.
No.
Also, there's no token black guy.
I like
They do have an oversexed MILF that can't act.
Yes.
So that's
I
there.
take
There's
umbrage
one
with that.
trope
I
in
think
there.
she's the only one that can act.
No, she's like the
She's
fittest
awful.
one. She's
But she's the
I think
only
you're watching it comparatively. She
Eyebrows
can act
do not
comparatively.
act.
mine.
But
Eyebrows
she-
are not acting.
She's like the
No matter what James Wood says.
she's like the worst epitome of a wife, because she starts off like
we talking
not
about
starts
the
off. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no, the mum
not the
Oh,
mum,
no,
the crazy witch goblin.
Deborah.
It is.
Halfway through, she turns into like this.
When he goes into
She
the
turns
girl's
into
room.
this like this really this
suddenly lists and then
sexy
stops.
character with stockings on. She's got tight clothing and everything. Walks in, is like all about the sex and the food, and then she suddenly turns into someone screaming at someone about their cholesterol. Like it's the worst case of a wife ever.
Tim has got the best notes I've ever seen for anything ever. No hospital in Nilbog.
It wasn't. They said we can't get into hospital. There's no
That's
hospital.
a band name,
Five-
isn't it? That's like an album name.
5 exclamation marks.
Now the other bit.
Do you want some, Joshua?
Yeah, but Nilbog's a small town.
On
There's
the
not gonna be a
cholesterol
hospital.
food thing.
Yeah.
When the Nilbog thing happens, and then they get the woman and the kid to drink the broth,
Yeah.
and she starts having an.
Oh, let me read this because you read it beautifully. When the girl is dying and vomiting green shit everywhere from the broth, she covers an impressive distance and has multiple orgasms from the... That's literally what it was from the ectoplasm.
That's
Oh, so
what it
it's
seemed
up
like,
the
though.
stairs
Yeah,
as
she just keeps
well.
vomiting up the stairs. She dies upwards.
Tim's just thinking, I've got to get in.
And she manages just to go up the stairs. And the guy's acting when he's like, why can't I move? He's like, not even shocked. And then the whole bit where he goes, oh my
God.
That is the classic clip.
So he's acting when he's planted in, like when he's got to the point where his feet are rooted in a pot plant. His friend comes to save him, and he goes, "Save me, save me!" And then instead of being really terrified, he just rolls his eyes and says, "No, drag me out of the pot plant." And his mate's just dragging his pot
It's
plant.
one of two of my most fundamental problems with the entire film is that it feels like an extreme porn director has been asked to direct a 15 rated advert for Benecol and vegetarianism at the same time.
What you say about the director, he used to direct Italian exploitation movies.
He did Pitaf or whatever his name is.
No, he directed Zombie Flesh Eaters 2 and 3.
Three's where the series just started going down.
Zombie Flesh Eaters 2 is bad enough. I mean,
What more ground have you got to cover? They've eaten flesh and they're zombies. Let's revisit.
one more time.
So that goes to show his.
Troll 2 is
But one other thing about Troll 2 is, you know that scene where they're coming out of the caravan and the woman is, like, they've basically, Elliot has coerced his mates into believing the fact that there are loads of single women all up for grabs, yada, yada, yada. And then a woman starts running past the Winnebago, starts running through the forest, and she's got her clothes shredded everywhere. And instead of him running up to her and going, "Are you alright?" he rugby tackles her to the ground, and then it's just like, and says, when she says, "Are you human?" and he turns around and says the worst innuendo ever, which is, "Do you want me to prove it to you?" Because ultimately, if I saw a woman with like half naked running in fear, I would not rugby tackle her to the ground.
Well, speak for yourself, man.
There's no hospital in Nilbog.
You couldn't get a genetics test done.
Yes, there's one thing we have learned today, there is no hospital in
fundamental error there.
And then he's not.
I've got a question for you though. If you were in that situation in Nilbog, and you were there in that scenario with your family, and you were presented with a table full of food that was greenish in hue and looked so fake that you've seen better window displays in shops, would you actually sit down and go, "I want to eat that shit, man? This place is crazy."
Yeah. Also,
I don't know, I'd pretty much
I like nothing more than green shit smeared on my corn on cob.
So that's the other thing, is you've got 4 plates on a table, and the time it takes for him to talk to Grandpa Seth in the window, you'd pretty much, if you were that fucking hungry, you'd just go, "Fuck this."
I just like how Grandpa Seth appears in her bedroom.
My favourite
It's like
scene in the
suddenly
film was where Grandpa Seth appears out of nowhere in the wrong room.
Yeah.
He appears in the sister's room, and the only explanation is, "Oh, sorry, I forgot how this house is laid out."
What was her dancing about? It's like Thriller.
Yeah, and then suddenly the worst cut ever, where it doesn't even like fade out. She just goes, and then talks into the mirror, and then Grandpa Seth's head pop.
He has the power to appear in random rooms, and he's occasionally shit at it, but he also has the amazing power to stop time.
When he comes into like the real realm at one point.
Not being funny, when I was in trouble, I'd be like, "Grandpa Seth, stop time, stop these fucking badly masked trolls from eating me." Of course, they're not trolls, they're
He has
goblins.
the ability to come back from life to give a child a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Essential.
That's after your DVD stopped.
There's a Molotov.
There's a bit where
Molotov
Grandpa
cocktail.
Seth comes into the real realm, gives the kid a
box.
Molotov cocktail, and then for some reason I've forgotten if it's is it explained? He just sort of
No,
I must go.
He has a fight
by the preacher.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Because ultimately, goblins can also form an exorcist to try and make Grandpa Seth go back to the underworld. Oh, also, there's another goblin.
Grandpa Seth's a ghost. Come on. Grandpa Seth is a ghost.
I've not seen this film. It's admittedly, it's got to be at least
6
4
years.
He died in Nilbog due to the terrible medical team that was there. The terrible ambulance that came, which was just a stretcher.
Grandpa Seth may be shit at picking which room to turn up in, but he does have the power to stop time. Goblins, however, are so limited in their power, they're scared of sandwiches of real origin, which is an amazing moment. I will eat this normal sandwich and you will be stopped! What the fuck? But other than that, goblins are also incapacitated in the face of fear, because every time something bad happens, they stand motionless. Molotov cocktail lobbed at them.
They're not bright, are they?
That's going to be bad.
They named their town Nilbog.
But they also live in a forest, and to stave off starvation on a purely vegetarian diet in the woods. I go back to my previous point. They turn people into plants. I don't understand.
Does anyone know why the guy wrote Troll 2?
No.
Apparently there was the whole Troll 2 thing, which was meant to be linked to the original Troll.
Well, it's nothing like that. The original Troll. I've never seen Troll 1.
Troll 1
apparently
is
it's
good. Like, it's actually not bad.
It's a fantasy film, isn't it? But isn't Troll 1?
No.
The one thing I know about Troll 1 is the main character is called Harry Potter. Yeah, the main character in Troll 1 is called Harry Potter. And apparently there's lots of story beats in it that are really similar to Harry Potter.
You're a Nilbog.
And there's an internet thing.
What?
There's an internet thing that apparently J.K. Rowling stole Harry Potter from Troll 1. I don't know how true that is.
Take care, Harry. There's no hospital in Nilbog.
But it wasn't a case of a simple sequel.
No, it was the writers. They were pissed off that all their friends were turning vegetarian.
Oh,
That's the
God.
reason why they wrote it.
And that was their statement against vegetarianism.
You see, I like the fact that in their attempt to be anti-vegetarianism, they also managed to be sexist, moronic, and incapable of using any kind of vocab.
Well, you know, it is an Italian film.
Yes, but Dario Argento. Let's not label it.
Come on, Italian films are the best.
None of the crew spoke English.
Yeah, all the crew and that, they didn't speak English, so that's why
Yeah,
it seems
they
so
just read the script
disjointed
with no
and poorly
emotion.
made.
No, I guarantee the reason it feels so distorted is because the script is shit. It's genuine shit.
Hardly speak English.
There's a scene like near the beginning when the daughter goes. It's like if you were to say your boyfriend's just climbed into your room and you're telling him that your dad's going to be pissed off if he's there. You wouldn't say he's going to cut your little nuts up.
And then it goes into like before
We're gonna
that,
eat
it's just
you
an
all
epic
up.
weight training montage like that with music, and then suddenly his head just appears over her,
I just want to
and she
get
doesn't find it
Eric
creepy.
Price dubbed
And then all his-
over the top.
Yeah, and then suddenly all of his friends appear at the window.
Yeah.
What are you doing there? Like that. Like, where does that come from?
But also there's a bit like, you know the bit where he's planted again in the flower pot and the crazy witch secretary that you apparently find quite hot
I think she's
comes up with a
amazing. Who? Which one?
chainsaw,
Read it.
the crazy druid woman. Like,
That's
no,
obvious.
no,
You're wanting to fuck Elvira.
Well, that makes sense. Come on.
No.
Kind of hot.
But
Then they
the
go
thing is,
to
she
I'm definitely in love with her.
chainsaw,
And then Deborah Reed, I
and
love
then
you.
she said to
Sorry,
someone-
pause one more time, because he just said, my notes start with, she gets hot, and then there's a chainsaw.
Credence is kind of hot, and then I'm definitely in love with her now. And then Deborah Reed, I heart you.
Okay, number one, you need to be in an asylum.
Yeah, that's right.
There we are, Tom.
Carry on, sorry.
No, you remember that scene where where the guy has his feet planted in the flower pot? She rings up the chainsaw and says in this really creepy voice with a big eye, says, "This is going to tickle," and you think that's a really good line in like Texas Chainsaw Massacre when you're about to like really fuck someone up. Starts cutting him and he starts fucking laughing. Like what the hell? It's not just a kind of this is going to tickle in a psychopath way. It genuinely
When the film first came out, I read a review where they did a bit of portmanteau. They said, and it's a crazy moment when everybody's turned into a plant. Men are turned into plants. Melance. And when I watched it, probably 5 or 6 years ago, all that was going through my head is, that's a Melance.
Melance.
She's assaulting the Melance.
It could be
it felt like there was some kind of, social
horror
stigma to this
subgenre. I
phrase.
think needs to be
Milan
Milan horror. Yeah.
Milan porn.
Oh well, there we are. Andy's taken it to the next level.
I'm not wanking unless I'm wanking over a
To a
man who's
Melance.
also a tree.
The thing is, I think
Seriously, end
Love Lord of
scene
the Rings.
in Lord of the Rings. Jesus Christ.
That's the highest budget
That's
pornography
man
I've ever
trees.
seen.
That's man trees carrying midgets. That's everything Freddie Mercury wished for.
What was the sandwich again? What, like the sandwich of like hope? Was it double?
The sandwich of hope.
Double.
sandwich
Loaded sandwich of beers.
We're back to the Crankies fucking crackers.
cholesterol.
Sandwich of hope. Are we watching the same film?
I would say, often I wasn't sure what to expect tonight. Talking about shit film, but it's shit film. There is the phrase bandied around that so bad it's good.
Yes.
Which I think Troll 2 does kind of fit into. It is entertaining and watching.
I'd happily
I wasn't
watch that.
expecting. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it.
It's the most epic drinking game
Yeah.
that's ever been created.
Yeah.
Like I just don't know.
I played the Expendables 2 drinking game.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, that got me very drunk.
That's good.
I can't remember the
That's
rules.
kind of the point
Every
of
time there's a
drinking games.
cliche or a bullet.
Yeah, I think every time there was a bullet, you would be dead. Yeah. No, I think one of them was every time there's like a reference back to their old films.
Oh god.
Yeah, exactly. I was drunk just by that
I only
rule,
got
to be honest.
20 minutes into the first one before I finished my bottle of wine and decided
I enjoy the
to call it a night.
Expendables.
Maybe with Troll 2, if you wanted to get really drunk, you could, every time nothing makes sense,
Oh,
you
God,
could do
yeah.
a shot. Yeah, and in the sex scene, every pop,
every kernel that gets popped.
every
take a
kernel
shot.
that gets popped,
That's the
it's the
thing, is
key
that when he
to
comes
walk away.
round and he's like spitting popcorn out of his mouth and just goes, oh, too much popcorn. You're just like, what is that in reference
But yeah, I don't
to?
understand
He could be doing
anything
anything
else.
Like, ultimately, that basically means that a goblin has turned into a sex goddess with stockings.
According to
have
Tom,
pop-
my
yeah.
kind of guy.
Sorry, why is that so hard to believe?
But I've seen more sexually interesting.
That's the thing, is that she has popcorn sex with his bloke.
That's a cliffhanger of a
trees. She feeds him corn on the cob and he's perfectly alive afterwards. So that means that
The
goblins
steamy heat
actively
of their
gone-
passion
But that
just
was
pops
Troll
off the
3.
kernel.
They need to lay the points.
Yeah, that's about sexy.
bad
It just
German
basically,
porn.
it doesn't
I think I was
actually,
going
this is
for.
how low budget it looks. It looks like those two are lying on top of each other and someone's got bags of popcorn like they would confetti at a marriage and it's just gone popcorn.
Guarantee that's what.
That is probably what they got. They probably a couple of
They didn't
Italian
have an elaborate
stagehands.
machine. They were just Italians just chucking this.
Half the budget went on a popcorn throw.
Because they were invented.
Actually cost $7 million to make.
We got the popcorn.
I'd love to know how, as a director and the writers and everybody else on set, decided about that scene.
Yeah.
What we need is this scene that's going to be sexy, kind of cool, and kind of crazy. And what we're going to do is we're going to have them licking some corn, and then we're going to have it popping, and that's going to be the hottest thing anybody's ever seen.
What worries me?
It's insane.
What worries me is because the writer, the director, the crew didn't speak English. They gave the script in Italian to translate to a friend of theirs who didn't really like them, and the original Italian script was completely different and fantastic.
It was
And
like an
this guy was
amazing
going,
Dario
and then
Argento
they
style
turned it
movie.
back.
No excuse. I have seen films that have been translated that are much better, a million times better. It's no excuse. It's the script was shit, regardless of what language it was written in. It might have been written in a mixture of Esperanto and Latin for all the good it would have
I
done.
don't know, you say the script is
I
shit.
could write a good Troll too.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. I want to see.
We should make our
I want to
own.
hear. I want to see. I want to hear.
Give me
So you
16
say the
minutes
script
in a
is shit. It
biro.
does have the amazing line when he's killing a troll. Go away, monster.
You see, that's gold.
So that's. I mean,
We're gonna eat you up.
Yeah.
Keep the language sensible.
Where he
It's
throws
a
it down the
PG
stairs.
film, though.
No, well, that's the thing, is
Yeah,
that
it's a PG film.
Well, it was when it came out.
rated for
It wasn't when it came out.
Well, that
It was,
explains a lot.
It was 15 originally
It's
when
just
when it was released in Blockbuster when it first came out. It was 15.
And you get films are bad, then you get films are shit, and then you get Troll 2. So it's like, I mean, it wasn't boring. No, it wasn't boring. It was entertaining for its shit value.
that's one
Oh,
of the
you see,
things-
no, this is the problem. I'm sorry, I'm gonna fucking go on this,
Okay.
right? It's not so shit it's good.
No,
Alright?
it is.
No, it's
That
not
is
that.
the phrase you were edging
like
towards.
it.
It's not so shit it's good. When have you ever sat there and fucked someone and they gnawed at your cock, failed to get it in the right hole, touched you inappropriately, and made you feel useless, and then you sat there afterwards and gone, I'll tell you what, that was great, let's do it again. There's no such thing as so shit it's good. It's borderline acceptable or awful.
We're
This
gonna
is being
get
recorded
kicked out
in
of
a
here.
public house.
Yeah, this is in.
Sorry,
Just because they can't
I don't
see
know where that
Tom's
quite
gone
came
into
from.
hiding.
But when does that happen in life? It doesn't happen in life. It's not so shit it's good. It's so shit it's awful.
If you compare,
or it's okay
if
and
you compare to having
acceptable.
sex with someone to watching a film, yeah, you've got something wrong going there.
If you compare a movie to sex, it's going completely wrong. I didn't go Dark Knight Rises,
Tim,
bumming.
I hate to
No,
interrupt
3.5 hours,
but
somebody wore an
have you
outfit and
noticed
everybody
that
cried
the
at the
rest
end.
of the pub
Hang on a
is
minute.
entirely
The Avengers,
silent?
bit of a gun job. That
Tom is already dying into his chair.
Avengers, that's orgy sex.
The Avengers is like a gun job.
We've got 8
Right,
people
well,
involved and
now
everybody's having fun.
What would
And
Troll
unfortunately,
We're
somebody
making
nearly
people
collapses
leave.
at the end.
We should.
They're
This
loving
is
it.
why we should turn the shit filming club into Andy's flat because the whole
Yeah.
rest of this public house has gone entirely silent. If we all shut
soon as
up
you
for
just
10
went,
seconds.
Nor it is cock, and then suddenly.
I felt like there was a valid point there. I'm sorry if you all feel offended.
I'm not offended. I'm just
But no, I think there is a valid point there.
No,
But
I
it's
agree.
not about so shit it's good. It's about so shit you can recognise the shitness.
Yeah, but you laugh at
like I said,
Yes.
watching a film
I've
is
laughed
very
at myself
different to
having
having
sex
sex.
many a time.
Oh yeah, no, well, ultimately you can do both at the same time.
It's not even a. Yeah, but it's not even a
And
film
that's why
to
Maddie is not invited back to the cinema.
I'm gonna go for it.
It's only moments
Then I
like
got
that.
off the bus.
Like, can we not make...
Like, you could do,
But it's not even a film that you put on in the background.
you
of
could do
sex.
both at the same time until someone says,
Although
"Wait,
there are
can you
films.
move out of the way? You're ruining the picture quality."
Kill Bill Volume 2.
Kill Bill Volume 2.
In the background as you're doing it.
Really?
No.
I'm just saying.
Just seeing Bill die. Oh, God. But it's like when the
If
trolls
there's only one film I like watching in the background during sex, and that's Nativity. It's, because I like Martin Freeman. What's wrong with you? You've all gone dark there.
Oh Lord. There's no such thing.
Oh,
well,
the climax
you
of
managed to
the
make two people leave.
Tom and Tom have gone.
6 comedians that were here, 2 of them have left for a fag because they cannot handle.
the nearest bus.
We're clearing the pub ever so slowly.
I really feel bad because I felt I had a valid point.
No, I agree with your
You do have a
point.
valid point,
It
although
was
the
just
vocal
said
range is a
very-
bit loud.
Ultimately, out of this entire recording, we're going to hear muffle, 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 and then Andy
Nora
yelling, Nora the cock!
Troll 2.
It would just send the forward
That's
way.
why I shouldn't be allowed out. I'm so sorry. I've ruined
No, don't
everybody's
be sorry. That is
Ultimately, I'm
brilliant.
so
I'm gonna look
glad
through
this
more
has been
valid
recorded.
points.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, and this is your phone though, isn't it, Andy?
It is, yes.
So,
I bet that kid could run faster than he can skateboard. Fucking hipster.
Right, get your fucking hands off my diary.
Well, you
Sheriff
can
reading
tell the
Tom's
case
notes.
boy that
Yeah,
goes
Sheriff
faster
Gene
than
Freak.
Jumbo.
Is that
I
Gene?
feel like-
I've done myself to weigh sexuality for the future. I'm not getting into this whole kid fucking debate.
My head hurts from the amount of laughing that I've done.
No, that's a good
I'm
sign.
really sorry. I completely
No,
ruined
that's
everything.
brilliant. No, you didn't ruin it. You've improved it by about 10%. No, that's brilliant. I wish I'd sort of done a proper introduction and done this properly.
Yeah, we're going to have to do this again.
Yeah, so
properly.
we're trying to capture the magic is going to be the. I think we did capture the vocal
I haven't heard
magic.
before.
The magic was definitely there.
Also,
just looking at my notes.
I'm so honoured to be the only girl that is
Yeah.
into this whole realm of
No, that's good.
I can't believe I cut you off to make that statement as well.
Especially the fact that two guys
That
left
makes me feel
before you
really
did.
Yeah,
It's like-
two guys.
Two guys looked at a
left
sexual
before
reference
the
before you
only
did.
girl
That's why you're our sort of girl, Maddie.
I'm the only girl that I know that can pretty much come up with, well, you can watch a film and have sex at the same time.
Depends what film.
Yeah, I mean,
depends how
if I
good
was
the film
watching,
is,
if I
how
was
good
watching
the
the thing,
sex
I would be
is.
too busy
As long
looking,
as it's
watching the
not
film.
Bambi, we're fine.
I don't know.
No, I'd might cry
I
on
don't
that.
know. Slow sex over Bambi.
No, but then when the mother dies, I don't really want tears dropping onto
exactly
the
the
back.
moment
Well, that's a
Bambi's
good,
mum's
this is a
shot.
good
Because
question.
if
What would be the
you're
best
watching-
film to have sex while watching?
No, because if you're watching Bambi and having sex, that's like a luxurious
Christ.
cry wank.
That's true.
I had sex whilst Passion of the Christ was on telly. That was and there was no correlation to the sexual act apart from me looking up at one point and thinking, well, this is inappropriate, and carrying on.
Any Nicolas Cage film.
Any Nicolas
Oh,
Cage
no,
film.
that
Apart
just-
from
that just gets me
Wicker
going.
Man. Wicker Man.
Wicker
Face
Man's
Off.
horrible.
No, Face Off.
Face Off.
Right, Wicker Man is an
That's
awful,
not-
awful.
Yeah,
Or
well, that's
Wicker
definitely
Man.
one of the shit
Wicker
films.
Man is
You
one of
have
the
seen
shit
the
films.
original
one of the shit
Wicker Man,
films.
yes. Okay, right.
Oh yeah, the original Wicker Man is one.
Christ, no, Jesus Christ,
The original Wicker Man is like my third favourite movie. The Wicker Man, that's the only film of the original one, is the only film I've ever watched all the way through on DVD and then just watched it again directly after.
It's an amazing.
It's my
absolutely amazing.
my third favourite movie. I love it.
It's easily in my top 50 movies
Yeah.
of all time. It's an extraordinary film.
Oh, it's
the
perfect.
cuts to the snails having sex and stuff. Which
That's only in the director's cut.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that is an incredible.
So that's a key part of the film.
And
No,
well,
it is. No, it is. Really. I mean, it's jokes, but it actually is.
sensuous
You know
way.
what we should review, but not for Shit Film Club, but we should genuinely
Talk about
just
good
review.
films.
No, it's Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Adventure, that's a great
yeah.
film. Amazing
Oh, it's
film.
such a
Yeah.
good film to
If it
review.
wasn't for him being a, and
No,
then
he's not.
fine. But you know
A
what?
common misconception
You
of
mean-
Pete
I know,
Holman
I
is a
know.
pedo.
He's not a pedo.
He
He's
just
just
got
a
caught
sexual
wanking. He got
deviant.
caught wanking in a porn cinema.
Exactly,
That's,
absolutely
We've all been
fine.
there, haven't we?
And I
Maddie
love-
definitely has.
I love it. For people like Tim Burton and
Yeah.
such like to give him work as well.
So you're saying
No, Pee-wee's
watching a
Big
film
Adventure is a good
on
movie.
He was in
Valentine's Day.
Matilda, a film about a small girl, which kind of combated that peak.
I'm trying to think of other terrible films. One of the most terrible films I've ever seen is Daddy Daycare.
Daddy
Yes.
Daycare. I've never seen that. That is.
I will
who is in
say,
that? Eddie Murphy.
Eddie
One
Murphy.
of the other films we're going to
Fucking
watch tonight, talk about tonight, Catwoman.
Yeah.
One of the worst.
Did
films
you watch Catwoman?
I haven't seen Catwoman.
Oh, you
It's
should
up
see
there with
Catwoman.
I've
Barbed
seen
Wire.
bits of it.
Oh, no, I've got notes on Catwoman here. So let's have a look at my.
No,
the best
have
thing
you
is
seen-
Mystique in Big
No,
Letters.
oh my god, have you seen Deep Blue Sea?
That's a great film.
Deep Blue Sea's great.
awful.
The best thing about
It's
Deep Blue
Valley.
Sea.
so good.
That
The
is
bit
that
when he
bad
walks
luck.
in,
Is it
she's
Samuel
going,
L. Jackson?
She's a
Yeah,
So when he gets his
eaten,
head bit off.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
No, it's the
amazing.
bit when he walks into a room looking for batteries. You're like, she's a healthy woman. She's got to have batteries in here somewhere. Fucking shit, I mean, that's amazing.
The best thing about Deep Blue Sea is LL Cool J's inappropriate rap song. My favourite thing in any film is when there is a rap song about the film.
Yeah.
That should be in every film.
And like Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, God,
Or
Snakes on a Plane.
like maybe
When they're
Nightmare
having
on
sex
Elm
in the
Street 4
toilet,
or
suddenly,
5.
where does it have to bite her? Right on the tit.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
out of nowhere,
the
just
thing
right
is,
on
Snakes
the
on a
tit.
Plane is trying to be like
And then you have to sacrifice a chihuahua to survive.
and her line
That's one of
is,
my beneficial
oh,
things.
it's what you would have done. Am I being left alone?
We'll be back in part 2.
Yes, this is coming back
You
with part
really
2.
are.
I really am.
Yeah, you're left in charge of the phone.
Oh, God.
Do some kind of dialogue.
Do a monologue.
Do a
monologue like they
I'm
would
not-
in Troll 2 when they pause and then do a monologue about saying, yes, Elliot, you are coming with me tomorrow to come to my parents for holiday. I will tell my father in the morning.
I can't do that when I'm on my own.
However, I've only loved this convent. Yeah, you know, movies, Morg's done myself, but no, she's
Tom's back.
I want to leave. For the betterment of this place. I might want to come back here.
You got to admit it was funny though.
It was something.
It's still recorded. So. But it's been funny. I think it would work if we all did it in a proper setting, recording it.
We did it in a place that wasn't a pub.
Yeah.
anyway, so
Well, I think I
quiet
do.
it is here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's Andy. And brings his phone. It's recording on it. It's good though. I mean, you know, it's funny. It's fine. Fucking that'd be hilarious if we got kicked out. Nah, you got to still caring.
I want to come back into the place.
Yeah, the beer's quite cheap, so yeah, I don't know why. No, but I think it would. I think it's easily would be funny to do.
We'd have to recreate it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I said, capturing the magic, because I said to
Well, like
Andy.
Andy says, if we go to his house and
Record it. Again, well, I think if we all just sit about and chat like we did, what we have been, it will work quite well. So. I wonder if the quality of this recording, like I said, is like Maddie said, it would just be mumble, 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 boring on her dick. Silence.
That's a good first round, I think.
Yeah, I think, like I said to Tom, it will work. I think it definitely could work really well if we're recording it properly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was a warm up, yeah.
Flexing.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I'm on my face aches a little bit from laughing, so that's all right. Well, I was looking at my notes when we only got podcast 20th of February. So we beat that deadline. We've got till the 20th of February, Tom. How do Tim? I don't know, really. I think just I don't know, arrange when we can do it properly, I guess.
I mean, I'm really free.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm always free most evenings, really. I have band practice on Tuesdays, but...
We're starting a band on Sunday.
Starting a band? Liam Neeson. My band Chestburster have a song about Darkman, Liam Neeson's best film, called See the Dancing Freak.
What do you play?
Well, I play bass guitar in a band called Earthmass.
Really?
And I do vocals in a band called Chestburster.
I play bass for the Liam Neesons.
Damn.
What bass do you have?
I have a Fender Precision Special.
Oh, it's very nice.
It's quite nice.
I've got an
Oh,
What's your
an encore. Alright, don't show off, Tom. Fucking hell.
what's your dream base?
My dream base would be a matte black finish Rickenbacker.
Which one?
What's that?
4003.
Yeah, you know, the classic Rickenbacker.
Midnight Blue.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
base.
Oh, right, it'd be...
Scott Pilgrim's base.
Yeah, yeah. Good film.
Also, anime series Furikuri, FLCL. You should watch it. It's only 6
No,
episodes.
I'm an adult. Sorry.
He's an adult. Plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Screw you, Tom.
Oh, well, you're... At least Tim's got an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. What?
You've got an excuse.
Because I'm young.
Oh, right.
So when's everyone free?
Well, we're going to arrange our D&D session on Andy's phone.
Is it still recording?
Yeah. Never be embarrassed.
So how do you fall when a bit loud, a bit vocal about
That's brilliant. That was the reason my face aches. Like I said, he did raise a valid point.
Oh yeah, he made a valid point.
Just very loudly.
wow.
Tick that off the bucket list. Right, let's organise when we're all free.
Yeah, that's what we can do now, and it'll be recorded. You nearly got us arranging a nerd session here. Sorry? You nearly got us arranging when we can get together to play Dungeons and Dragons on here.
So when are we all free again?
Yeah, when are we free to actually
As
do
long as I
this?
have notice, I can book it off.
So,
When's your house free, basically?
yeah, when's up to Andy if we can
It's
record it
very
at Andy's
easy,
place.
so you're more than welcome to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I finished work
Tim's
at
been
6.
there. It's an open space that you can set up
Yeah, you've
lights in
recorded
and
one of
everything
your
else.
Right, everyone get your iPhones
podcasts
out.
there, right? I don't have an iPhone, I've got a notebook. Not a proper notebook.
So if we go into March, 7th of March.
7th, the day after my birthday.
That's a Thursday.
That's the day after
Yeah.
my 29th
I can
birthday.
do. Fuck me, Wednesdays are good.
Yeah, I will be able
Is
to get
that
that.
Thursday or Wednesday, sir?
It's almost a month away.
7th of March, Thursday night.
Yeah, I can get
Can we
that.
do that, can we do that
Um,
sooner, or?
I can't do the 7th of March, I'm gigging in Epping. Sorry.
That's your birthday.
The 6th.
6th is my birthday, we could do it on my birthday if need be.
How about Sunday the... how about Monday the 4th?
Mondays are better.
Okay, Monday's good.
Mondays I'm usually off. So.
Mondays are fucking awesome for
Monday
me.
4th,
Yeah,
I can
Monday is
get
good
that.
for me as well.
I can do sooner as well.
Yeah,
If
sooner is alright for me as well if need be.
I need to book time off.
next Monday I'm free. The
I hate
Monday.
being older.
Okay. Every Monday from now for the next 4 weeks, I have nothing in my life other than masturbation and.
Well, so Monday's the easiest night to book off because it's quietest.
Okay.
Monday the
4th of March.
4th, yeah, I can get
Yeah, that sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Right, okay, and that's got to actually happen.
Yeah.
Even if it's snowing.
Yeah, whatever happens, we will do this.
Well, it'll be at mine, so I'll be free.
Okay.
I'm going to put that in now. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah,
that's
Monday
good
the
for me,
4th,
yeah, that is
sounds
good.
great.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, judging from our little test run there, I reckon it could really work.
Yeah, I
'Cause
reckon
that
we
was,
can do this.
That was fun.
Yeah, we're going to do Troll 2, we're going to do Catwoman.
Well, we could do, maybe if we do Troll 2 and Catwoman.
Yeah, no, we
If
can
you-
compare.
I think
yeah.
also with Catwoman, with Troll 2, I mean, we've spoke a lot about it already, so it's not going to feel as spontaneous.
Yeah, yeah.
The nice thing
We
as
can
well
like
is
introduce us.
If I do a proper introduction,
if you do 2 movies in one, then you have the option to bounce back and forth.
Exactly,
It
yeah.
gives you more
What
compare
should we-
them.
What we call it the podcast?
well, you were saying Shit Film Club is a good name. I don't know. What's that? Shit Film Club. Do you think, Andy? What's your opinion?
B-movie.
Don't ask me.
I'm just asking what you think.
My opinion's irrelevant. I like Shit Film Club actually because it kind of states everything
Exactly,
you're
yeah.
talking about.
I like B-movie night.
What?
B-movie night.
B-movie.
But the thing is that
Yeah, but B movies aren't necessarily shit movies. In fact, B movies are probably my favourite kind of
I
movie.
like something super like the S list. Like, so from the A list, B list, C list, you have the F list. I know.
Just call it fun.
The shit list.
The shit
The
list.
shit list.
Have you
Yeah.
seen this?
The shit parade. That's the winner.
Shit parade.
I like that. The shit parade.
Yeah, I say go with
Tempting,
shit parades.
yeah.
We could watch Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, there is a multitude of films.
No, there is nothing bad about the Master of the Universe film. That was my formative time. I'm old, so the 80s were good for me.
How old are you?
Thanks. Not for asking, because that's a perfectly legitimate thing, to ask how old somebody is, but for asking it in that voice.
How old are you?
How long have you been existing?
I was born before the BBC microcomputer was invented. So,
What about your parents?
the BBC microcomputer was released in 83, 84, so
So makes you
So I was born
30-ish.
over 30.
30.
Let's not talk about it right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It makes me feel bad.
I've already been told by an 8-year-old boy that they thought I was 56. So
I'm 33 in a couple of months. So
That's not too bad. I'm 23 in a couple of months.
so that's only 10 years different.
congratulations, your penis still works.
So it would seem.
If I need my cock to stay up for longer than 5 minutes, I have to tie it to the frame of my glasses. It's a disaster.
Who needs more?
You've got to need more. If you take any life lesson from this, you need more.
Listen to your elders.
Bred people.
If I have to thumb it in like toothpaste back in the tube, you need more.
Now put it back in. You can't.
And that's why I will be single until my 40th birthday.
We'll all chip in.
Only because my 40th birthday, my mum said she'll definitely give it up. Oh, God. At which point I'm going to stop recording.
Oh, you're actually still recording?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Awkward.
You've got to keep recording shit, The other day in the car, there was a bunch of us trying to whistle theme tunes to songs. We couldn't remember the E.T. Theme tune, like John Williams' E.T. theme. And so
I don't even like E.T.
You don't like E.T.? That is
We
ridiculous.
had this discussion.
I'm also scared of the Moomins, so...
Well, no, but E.T. is one of the greatest films ever made.
They don't have mouths.
Yeah, I don't care about the movies. It's E.T.
Well, the movies do have mouths.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it when E.T. went like white dog poo.
Oh, no, that's horrible.
I got told I look like a moomin.
You do look like a hippopotamus.
Well, according to Gary, we've got to touch your penis every time we see you or something. Right?
Usually when I wear chinos, it's quite a lot.
To be honest, it's not hard if he's in chinos. You can't even do them up. They're just permanently on display.
I watched the film on the internet the other
Well, I've got an hour till my last bus home, so...
Okay, cool.
Are you guys going, are you? Or what do you reckon? I mean, I've got an hour till my bus, so you're
No, I'm saying.
I'm tired with these guys.
Come on, stay, hang out for a bit. Come on, you can hang out for a bit. Right?
I was going to say the place is going to be a lot cheaper because it's student night.
We'll go to the Fleece, do you reckon? For...
Good idea.
The police is fucking.
Yeah, she's still recording as well.
Then suddenly now he wants to bring his other girl. Same level as me.
Oh, come on, it's only 10 o'clock.
Yeah, no, it takes me like an hour to get home.
That's true.
It takes me an hour to get home. And I've got to get a bus in and out.
See, I'm so old, I'm riling with the peer pressure. I'm thinking this is something I should start some kind of BBC one-show campaign against. The peer
Yeah, well,
pressure
I've got
to
to get back to
alcoholism.
Braintree. Where have you got to get back to?
Alcoholism?
Oh, right. You live in Colchester, do you?
Where's Braintree?
Braintree's in between Chelsea and Colchester, but because of the park.
Do you want a lift?
It's only if you stay out from it.
Just get a lift and come in.
Oh God. I'm so conflicted.
If you all want to go home,
I mean, I don't mind.
I'll just go home and have a cup of tea.
Do you know where you live?
I know I live in Braintree, but I don't drive a car. I don't know. I get
Sorry.
on the bus and I end up in Braintree.
Stop the press. I just got a text and I'm going to have to go because it says, want no strings attached casual sex, I give the best head ever. All I have to do is call a certain number for one-to-one sex.
That sounds like a missed opportunity. That does. I mean, go.
I can't turn that down. Apparently it's 36p a minute, so it'll cost me at least £1.
That's a bargain.
It'll cost you at least 18p. Is it true that when you get over the age of 30, sometimes when you have a drink, you just can't be bothered?
No.
That's when you're age of 21, isn't it? That's not true. It's one of my favourites. You're not recording, are you?
Sometimes I just give up halfway through. What am I doing again?
It's a real argument for me with some of my friends who are similarly aged that some of them have just like given up on sex altogether and just got a no. And some of them really just are absolutely about the one time a month they get to have sex. It's like, yeah, it's great, one time a month, it's 2 hours. I'm like, Surely you want to have sex more often, or just put the fucking effort in.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. It's a terrible thing.
Call up the ravages of age.
It's not the effort you've got to put in.
Well, I think the problem is that I've always been bad at it. So I kind of want to, sometime before I'm 50, get good at it. So, you know, you want to put the effort into it.
You've got like 6 years.
At least.
Tom, yeah.
Mate, I come dust already. It's
Tom Bennett.
it's less like an ejaculatory experience of
So
joy,
is that
more
like,
like
is
a...
that like a massive what's it, diet for like dust, just eat dust.
You can eat as much dust as you like.
You know,
Ejaculate.
Pick a man over 30 and you can eat dust.
I remember once, this was probably when I was about 18.
Really?
Like,
Do you know your postcode?
I went there.
I do know
Yes,
my
you did.
You must know your way to Freeport.
Isn't that in California?
No, it's in Braintree. It's probably the exact opposite of California.
No.
You're missing out, mate.
No, I'm fine.
You have been to
I haven't been
Have you done
to
this? You got called a cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what? Did you go to a stand-up?
Theory.
Yeah, we did.
I also have a drinking theory as well.
Right, let's go smoke and then I'll work out how to get you home.
So much effort I wrote. I finished work, I had one double sandwich.
Do you want to go to a police
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
If you're going to have the pleasure of giving me a lift home,
That's Tommy is.
I think so
if you're going to have the pleasure of going to
Mum
Braintree,
or someone said,
Jealous now. You can just sit in the car and talk about D&D.
And then I can play Kill
you
Switch
take
and
so
annoy you
much
again.
money. I was like, no, I wouldn't.
sitting up my DMs.
Job, are you insane? I couldn't handle one working hours if
We're
we
going
could
to
smoke
go
or
a
drink
little
coffee.
wander to the police if you fancy it.
Yeah, I love that.
We've already offended everyone in this time.
Ultimately, the police is very hard to offend.
Yeah, exactly, that's it.